Three's Company once filled living rooms with laughter, charming audiences in the 1970s and 80s with its lovable characters and unforgettable comedic moments. But behind the bright lights of television fame were stories far more tragic: sudden deaths, serious illnesses, and personal struggles that forever changed the lives of several beloved stars. Today, we look back at the actors who brought the show to life and the heartbreaking fates many of them faced. Their performances made millions laugh, and their legacies continue to live on. If you enjoy revisiting classic TV history, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's begin. Suzanne Summers as Chrissy Snow. Born October 16, 1946, in California, Suzanne Summers became a television icon as Chrissy Snow on Three's Company, 1977 to 1981. Her bubbly charm made the character unforgettable, but her time on the show ended in controversy after she demanded equal pay with co-star John Ritter. The dispute led to her being written out of the series and temporarily blacklisted in Hollywood. Summers later reinvented herself as a best-selling author and entrepreneur, famously promoting health and fitness products. In 2000, she was diagnosed with breast cancer and spent more than 2 decades battling the disease while advocating alternative treatments. Suzanne Summers passed away on October 15, 2023, one day before her 77th birthday, leaving behind a television legacy and a fortune estimated at $100 million. John Ritter as Jack Tripper. Born September 17, 1948, John Ritter became beloved worldwide for his role as the clumsy yet lovable Jack Tripper on Three's Company, 1977 to 1984. His remarkable physical comedy and warm charisma made him one of the most recognizable sitcom stars of the era. After the show ended, Ritter continued acting in films and television, including Problem Child and the sitcom 8 Simple Rules. Tragically, on September 11, 2003, he collapsed on set while filming the show. Doctors initially suspected a heart attack, but the real cause was an aortic dissection, a rare and often misdiagnosed condition. Ritter died later that day at age 54, shocking fans and colleagues alike. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at around $20 million. Don Knotts as Ralph Furley. Don Knotts, born July 21, 1924, joined Three's Company in 1979 as the eccentric landlord Ralph Furley. Already famous for playing Barney Fife on The Andy Griffith Show, Knotts quickly became a fan favorite again with his flamboyant costumes and exaggerated confidence. Despite his comedic success, his personal life was marked by anxiety and depression that followed him since childhood. In his later years, Knotts faced serious health challenges, including lung cancer and respiratory illness. He continued voice acting and small roles before gradually withdrawing from the spotlight. Don Knotts passed away on February 24, 2006, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles at the age of 81. His long television career left him with an estimated net worth of about $20 million. Audrey Lindley as Helen Roper. Born September 24, 1918, Audrey Lindley gained widespread recognition as Helen Roper on Three's Company. Playing the witty and frustrated wife of landlord Stanley Roper, she delivered sharp humor that made her one of the show's most memorable supporting characters. Lindley had spent decades working in television and theater before achieving mainstream fame in her late 50s. After leaving the series, she continued appearing in television roles, including guest appearances on popular sitcoms. Even as her health declined in her later years, she kept acting whenever possible. Audrey Lindley died on October 16, 1997, from complications of leukemia at the age of 79. Her career spanned more than 40 years, with an estimated net worth of about $5 million. Norman Fell as Stanley Roper. Norman Fell, born March 24, 1924, became famous for portraying Stanley Roper, the grumpy landlord on Three's Company, and later the spin-off, The Ropers. His dry humor and constant arguments with his on-screen wife, Helen, made the character unforgettable. Fell had already built a strong career in film and television before the sitcom, appearing in movies like The Graduate. After the spin-off ended, he continued acting in various guest roles while living a relatively private life. In 1998, Fell was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, a serious form of bone cancer. The illness progressed rapidly, and he passed away on December 14, 1998, at age 74. His decades-long acting career left him with an estimated net worth of about $10 million. Anne Wedgeworth as Lana Shields. Born January 21, 1934, Anne Wedgeworth joined Three's Company in 1979 as Lana Shields, a confident neighbor who often flirted with Jack Tripper. Although her character brought a new dynamic to the series, she appeared in only a handful of episodes before leaving the show. Wedgeworth was already an accomplished actress, having won a Tony Award for her work on Broadway. She continued appearing in film and television, including a memorable role in Steel Magnolias. In her later years, she stepped away from acting and lived quietly in New York. Anne Wedgeworth passed away on November 16, 2017, at the age of 83 after battling illness. Her long career in theater, film, and television left her with an estimated net worth of around $3 million. Robert Manden as James Bradford. Robert Manden, born February 2, 1932, appeared in Three's A Crowd, the sequel to Three's Company, as James Bradford, the wealthy father who disapproved of Jack Tripper's relationship with his daughter. Though his role in the franchise was brief, Manden was already well known for playing Chester Tate on the sitcom Soap. Over several decades, he built a steady career with guest appearances in popular shows such as Star Trek, Days of Our Lives, and General Hospital. In his later years, Manden quietly battled illness while living in Los Angeles. He passed away on April 29, 2018, at the age of 86. Known for his refined on-screen presence, Manden left behind an estimated net worth of about $1.5 million. Joyce Dwit as Janet Wood. Born April 23, 1949, Joyce Dwit became widely known as Janet Wood, the intelligent and sarcastic roommate on Three's Company. Alongside John Ritter, she was one of the few actors who appeared throughout the show's entire run from 1977 to 1984. After the series ended, DeWitt stepped away from Hollywood for several years, focusing on theater and personal projects. She later returned for occasional television appearances and charity work. In 2009, she briefly made headlines after being arrested for driving under the influence, though the incident did little to overshadow her television legacy. Today, Joyce DeWitt lives a quieter life in California and occasionally participates in theater productions. Her net worth is estimated to be around $4 million. Jennalie Harrison as Cindy Snow. Jennalie Harrison, born June 12, 1958, joined Three's Company as Cindy Snow, the cousin of Chrissy, after Suzanne Summers left the show. She appeared during seasons 5 and 6, bringing a similarly cheerful but clumsy personality to the role. Although she initially attracted attention from viewers, producers eventually replaced her character with another roommate. Harrison later gained recognition playing Jamie Ewing Barnes on the popular drama Dallas. After several television roles in the 1980s and 1990s, she gradually stepped away from acting. Harrison moved into real estate and business ventures, choosing a quieter life away from Hollywood. As of recent years, she is living privately with an estimated net worth of around $3 million. Priscilla Barnes as Terry Alden. Born in 1954, Priscilla Barnes joined Three's Company in 1981 as Terry Alden, the kind-hearted nurse who replaced Cindy Snow as Jack and Janet's roommate. Although audiences welcomed the character, Barnes later described her time on the show as extremely stressful due to tensions behind the scenes. After the sitcom ended in 1984, she continued acting in films and television, appearing in projects such as License to Kill and Jane the Virgin. Over the years, she gradually moved away from major Hollywood productions, but remained active in occasional roles. Barnes is now in her 70s and lives a relatively private life with her husband. Her career in film and television has earned her an estimated net worth of about $3 million. Richard Klein as Larry Dallas. Richard Klein, born April 29, 1944, played Larry Dallas, Jack Tripper's fast-talking and womanizing best friend on Three's Company. Appearing in more than 100 episodes, the character became one of the show's most recognizable recurring roles. After the series ended, Klein continued working in television and theater, though he was often typecast in similar comedic roles. He later found renewed success on stage, performing in Broadway and touring productions such as Wicked and City of Angels. Klein has also appeared in various television guest roles and independent films. Now in his 80s, he remains active in theater and fan events, maintaining a steady career and an estimated net worth of around $5 million. Dick ONeal as Walter Nessel. Richard Francis Dick ONeal, born August 29, 1928, became a familiar face on American television during the 1970s and 1980s. He appeared in Three's Company as Walter Nessel, bringing his authoritative presence to the role. ONeal often portrayed judges, police officers, and father figures thanks to his deep voice and commanding appearance. Away from the camera, he lived a relatively quiet family life with actress Jackie Shaw, with whom he had 3 daughters. Although his career lasted more than 3 decades, he always described his greatest regret as spending too much time away from his family while filming. Dick ONeal died from heart failure on November 17, 1998, in Santa Monica at the age of 70. Priscilla Marill as Mrs. Snow, born June 4, 1927. Priscilla Marill appeared in Three's Company as Mrs. Snow, the strict and conservative mother of Chrissy Snow. Although the role was small, Marill was already a respected television actress, best known for playing Edie Grant on The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Off-screen, she lived a quiet life with her husband Paul Bryson in California, far from the Hollywood spotlight. In her later years, Marill struggled with chronic health problems, including a severe kidney infection that required repeated hospital treatment. Despite medical care, her condition worsened. Priscilla Marill passed away on November 9, 1994, at the age of 67. Her ashes were later scattered at sea according to her final wishes. Which of these actors do you remember the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this look back at classic TV history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more stories from the golden age of television. Thanks for watching.